right, thank you guys for joining. We are getting started. This is Forget the Narcissist Friday. I am so loving these, where we actually feed into ourselves and not just the narcissist. Hopefully, everyone is having a great Friday. First of the month, May 1st. I got a couple of announcements later. Um, we've got a lot of stuff going on as far as helping people break free from the trauma bond. I think that's very, very important. I think we can get on here as much as we want and talk about the reasons why we are stuck. But I think it's important that we actually offer solutions. So because we can discuss the problem until the cows come home, but it's not going to really make a difference unless we come up with an actionable plan, an actionable game plan. I think that once again is very important. I'm just waiting for some people to join. If you are in here, I thank you. Again, we are doing multi-stream. Hey, Becoming, thank you for joining. I appreciate you. We're doing a multi-stream today. I think we have a couple of announcements from a couple of people on the panel. We've got some stuff going on. I know I've got a huge announcement. I am very happy. Thank you for the lights. I appreciate you becoming. Yeah, so I'm putting it in pre-launch, but also with the course, I actually have been working on a book to go with it. I guess a companion book entitled "Break the Trauma Bond in 7 Steps." I'm going to put it in pre-launch today at 6:01 because June 1st is basically Narcissistic Abuse Survivor Day across the world. So, that's when the actual final document, the final book is going to be done. I'm going to tell you guys how you can, at least get the pre-launch at a huge discount. And if you haven't taken the course yet, do not get the course from here. Okay, I'm going to tell you, you can't get the course from here. You have to actually get the course from the blueprint in my bio to actually save the 50%. Because if you change anything here on TikTok, for some strange reason, it gets locked in for 90 days. But yeah, so that is, it's an awesome thing. I'm proud of getting it done. I'm proud of the launch day. But you can see what Break the Trauma Bond in 7 Steps is all about. Just peruse that. But like I say, use the linkage in my bio. Use I think the code is healing, and you will automatically get 50% off, off of that price, which is actually a good thing. And only get it if you're serious about healing. If you do check out the blueprint in my bio, you will find that there are a lot of free resources to help with the journey. But Break the Trauma Bond in 7 Steps. Boston Jake, what's going on? Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. So let me just get, I guess the pre-ramble out. I called this Reality Over Illusion, the Matrix edition, because I'm going to be digging into the Matrix. I think the Matrix, the movie, the cinematic experience, I think there are 4 movies in. If you count the Animatrix, actually 5. But yeah, I think it speaks a lot to holding on to illusions. From the very first movie, Neo had to let go of the illusion, the doubt that he had in his mind that he was actually the one. Narcastic, what's up? That he was the one. He was doubting himself. He was gaslighting himself until he had to make a conscious decision that, hey, listen, I'm going to live in my greatness. I am going to live up to my potential. And I think, it speaks to the narcissistic dynamic is because we are wondering about somebody else's potential. We are thinking about somebody else's potential, not even our own potential. And that's sad. That is sad. So as one of the ways that we can start feeding into our potential is letting go of thank you so much for the gift. I appreciate you, Boston Jane. Thank you so much. I'm going to let you guys on in a second. I'm sure everybody's got something that they're working on, and we want to get it out to the masses. So yeah, we're going to start talking about that. But back to Neo. he, just like with narcissists, we have to let go of the illusion. At some point, we begin to see that they did. Hey, stories, what's up? We start to see that they never had our best interests in mind. That they never really. Hey, Nog Talks, everybody's here. Okay, let's start letting people. You can let people in. I don't care. We find that we are holding on to a story, a false narrative, something that really isn't there, something that really doesn't exist except in our minds. And this is the beginning of the trauma bond. I think yesterday we talked about how the love bombing was the first phase of, thank you for reposting that, was the first phase of the entrapment, because we talked about this. We talked about the fact that when we look at empaths, we want to keep on giving. We have hope for people. We think that people are actually good natured at their very core. But the narcissists, they play against that. They play heavily against that. Hey, what's up, Boston Jake?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah, they play heavily, they hedge their bets against that. And they drag empaths through the mire because empaths are actually, hey, stories, what's up? Empaths are just trying to make sense of it, almost like when Neil walked in and saw the little boy with the, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, here, I'll let you in. So, because I keep on losing train of thought. I'm sorry, I'm a mess today. But, like when Neil walked in with the boy, he had to wrap his head around the spoon bending. Everybody remembers that classic scene the first time he went to visit the Oracle, where he's looking at the boy, and the boy tells him, he was like, it's not really the spoon that's moving, it's you.
Yep, exactly. And that's what Morpheus was trying to teach him, because he was the one, even though the Oracle told him that he wasn't the one. He had to figure out that he was the one.
Right. Go ahead. I think it becomes belief in self. Belief in self, because I speak to people often. I always bring this point home. Before you met the narcissist, there was something great inside of you, and you have decided on your own, without any help. You decided on your own to dim your light to make someone else comfortable. I think it's time that we reverse that. I think it's time that we decide that we're going to let our light shine. Because at the end of the day, it's a nice day outside. No matter how much I look at the sun until I blind my other eye, it's not going to dim itself. Because this is what it does. It gives off light. My only hope is to put on sunglasses or put on tinted glasses or something, or not look directly at the sun. And this is what we need to teach narcissists is, listen, I know that my brightness, my light may be offending you, but I'm not going to dim it for you. I'm not going to subject myself to becoming less of what I truly am just to satisfy your insatiable need to feel superior to me. And that's something that we all have to think about. I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic around. Let's start with Nog Talks. Is she here?
Yeah, I'll start.
Hello, that's me. I'm here. Sorry. Sometimes it takes me a minute to find the unmute button. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you want me to talk about, Minister?
Well, we're talking about today is basically Forget the Narcissist Friday, and we're doing the Matrix edition. Yeah. And I think because the Matrix actually talks to the illusion, the Matrix itself is an illusion, and we deal with the narcissist based on the illusion that they project upon us, and we buy into it, do mostly the phase one, which is the love bombing stage. And then phase two, we actually start to devalue ourselves. So, I don't know how well versed you are in Matrix, but in the Matrix movies, but that's what we're dealing with right now. So go ahead.
Okay.
Wherever you fit in.
I personally love that movie when it came out. It's like one of my favorite movies because it takes you out of the old paradigm of just the grind mentality of this is what life is. This is what we got to do. And I think that it really applies to the narcissistic relationship because, in a way, that's what you do because you're caught up in the day-to-day functioning of this is what we got to do to get through it. And it's all chaos. And it's all, yes, we know it's manufactured chaos. But then in the moment, we have to accept, I don't remember if it was the red pill or the blue pill, but in that moment, we have to accept the false reality. Because that's how we're going to get by in our day-to-day function. Yeah,
the red pill, definitely the red pill. We have to stop taking the blue pill. So I agree with you. Go ahead, Boston Jake.
Yeah, and really, it's so interesting because by letting our guard down that one time, our whole life turned into just pleasing this one person. Yeah. I call it narcissistic connection and not a relationship because it was a friendship with me.
Right.
But like with the narcissistic connection, slowly over time, your whole life is about walking on eggshells, pleasing this person,
yes,
and doing everything to seek this person's approval.
Right.
Because you want to feel good again.
Right.
You want that feeling of confidence because of the fake love with the love bombing. And really, like I'll talk about my own platform, like with my content right now. I'm focused on the healing.
Okay.
Because I accept what happened, and I try to tell people, like, you got to stop the victim mentality once you decide to leave.
Yes.
Because it's like, I see so many people on here in this community in general, the narcissistic abuse community, that play the victim after they left. And it's like, dude, you're literally saying this to a group of people that literally experienced the same thing.
Right.
And it's like, I try to get people to survival. Because you're a survivor. Once you're a survivor, you're all about the healing. You're all about fixing your nervous system. To me, it's a lesson. You know what? I will never let my guard down for anyone like that again.
Right.
But I mean, I look at it this way. Everything happens for a reason. And I know in the end, this is going to make me a better person. And a stronger person.
No, that's good. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. Stories, what you got for us?
Basically, you didn't love the narcissist. What it was when you left, you discarded. That feeling you have, that's not love. You're addicted to it. It's addiction. That's what it is. Like, they got you addicted. Once you started going past that addiction, they could not keep up the addiction. So it's like, when they discard you and you leave them, basically their addiction to you failed. Their high went down. That's what it was. And we have to realize it was never about love. It was about addiction. They were addicted to us. They were addicted to us. That's what it was. They felt the potency. They seen our potential, and they wanted to capitalize off of it. And the thing is, the hardest part for male, we're not victims, but the female narcissists, it's like they're so tricky. They're so covert. It's like, I think they're more dangerous than the male ones because it's like, after they discard you and abuse you, then they will run a smear campaign. Oh, I survived him. He was a narcissist, and you know what I'm saying? Like, what? Like, and then it's like, well, how's that? Like, it's like, because with women, it's natural for other people to run to a woman when she's hurt and she got her heart broken.
To support and be a savior. Yeah.
When a man gets his heart broken, it's like, oh, you're a man, you'll get over it.
Yep.
You'll find another one. It doesn't work like that. No, it doesn't. Like, come on, man. Like, but I got more to say on this, but I'll yield.
Okay, we'll be here for a little while. Narcastic, what do you have to say about this?
It doesn't gender discriminate, is what I have to say. It doesn't. No, the females aren't different. The covert females are not different than the males. They're exactly the same, because mine was exactly like yours was. You have to get that out of your head that the females are different than the males. They're not. They operate the same programming, just like the males.
You just went dead.
Sorry, the alarm went off. I need to rewatch the movies. I haven't seen them in a really long time.
Okay.
But, that's what he was doing as soon as he walked through my front door, was starting to deal out the blue pills for me, right? And get me addicted to them. And his point, was valid about the addiction on the narcissist part and why they discard you is, you know, it's an obsession to them, and you're their drug dealer and they're yours, and they don't get high off you anymore, and they need the next high.
Right.
Or the next extreme, so they just, you know, set you aside. So that was a good point that he made there.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, you know, I'm not going against either one of you, but I think it's easier just due to, I guess, the culture that we live in, is to feel protective over a woman. And many women, covert narcissists, actually play into that role. The damsel in distress. Look at some of the terminologies that we use, you know, in our dates.
I promise you, mine is a damsel in distress right now, because inside he is a damsel. He literally has a female living.
But that's why I said I agree with both of you.
I'm sorry, I can't agree with you because
I agree with both of you.
You know what I mean?
No, I agree with both of you, definitely. And thank you, Nicola, for following me, and thank you guys for all joining. I think another part of the Matrix, and this is very important to survivors, it's like my favorite scene in the movie, in the second Matrix, where Neo is sitting down in the park with the Oracle, and there's one phrase that she says. In fact, I used to use it at the end of all my motivational videos, you know, where she says, we're all here to do what we're all here to do. Okay, and then as soon as I heard that, it was just like, what? Look, can they say that again? Then when I got the DVD, I'm like playing it over and over and over again, because it made such sense, because we all have a purpose. Us sitting in this room have a purpose to free people. We have a purpose to help others out of the fog. We have a purpose to heal ourselves, so people from the outside looking in can say to themselves, this is really possible. This is not impossible as I initially thought. This is really possible. So yes, we are all here to do what we are here to do. And I think a lot of us, especially those of us that sit on this panel and talk to others that are going through this, you know, I think we need to lock that into our brains. This is our purpose. This is our mission. You know, and the narcissists, trust me, they're not going to. There's nobody that's going to pick up the mantle to save our fellow empaths, to become part of a community that understands that this was the greatest lie ever told. And believe it or not, we're the ones that have that potential to do it. We belong to something very special right now. Very special right now. We are using our pain. We are using base alchemy. We are using our pain and transferring it into what? Power. What else are we transferring it to? Love. Because you have to have some sort of empathy to want to pull somebody else out of the fire. You can't just walk out of hell and say, hey, listen, y'all on your own. I figured it out. I'm sure you can figure it out too. No, it doesn't work that way. What do you guys think about it? Let's go ahead and do it backwards. Let's start with Narcastic.
Oh, no, I'm in total agreement with you. Turning our pain and transforming it into power and into empathy and wanting to help others is the most important part. That's how you know you're healing, is when you want to spread awareness and help others and lend a hand. You know, I've always had my hand out to help other people. I don't know. It seems like I'm not trying to feel sorry for myself, but I feel like I get discarded a lot in those situations, that people just come along and that's just, you know, part of life, with people coming into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And we're all together in this season, and I think it's wonderful, and I'm really grateful that we were all brought together to do some amazing work here.
All right, awesome. Thank you. Stories, what you got?
Yeah, it's really amazing how we can all come together and we all share the same stories. It's almost like we're each other's doctors. You know, that's what it's like. We're each other's doctors. Like, you know, we have our own prescriptions for each other. You know, like, it's very alchemizing. It's this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Like, I was waiting on this too long. Like, this is what we needed. Like, I thought I was the only one. Lo and behold, here we go. Like, this is what we do need. This is exactly where I need to be. I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here. This is my home, and that's it.
Thank you. Thank you. What about you, Boston Jake? What you got?
It gives me hope. I mean, honestly, in stories, I know you can relate to this, but when you're a man and you've been abused by a narcissist, there's a lot of pressure on us. And it's just to meet other males that have been abused. Like, I mean, you have to fit in with the guys. You know what I mean? And your guy friends are going to look down on you in a lot of cases, like stereotypically, because, oh, you can't be abused. You're a guy. Like, you know what I mean? But you can be abused because we all have nervous systems. We're all human beings. And it's very reassuring to me, and it makes me feel so much better knowing that there are other men that have been abused like I was. Because, you know, we all, like I tell everybody, and I always say this, narcissistic abuse is like a Jim Carrey movie. It's the same character, different plot. And it's just like the fact that we can all lean on each other and, you know, we're not alone, because it's a really lonely recovery, because we are in the matrix right now. The outside world is the matrix. We are surrounded by agents, people telling us to get over it. You know what I mean? There are agent Smiths everywhere. And it's because they just don't get it. They don't feel it. There's pain involved, and you have to feel the pain to get it. I just want to say, I love you guys. Like, honestly, you guys are saving lives, and this whole community in general saved my life. Because I was at a really low point last September.
No, I'm glad you're in that bounce back stage, because I need all boots on the ground here. What do you have to say, Non Talks?
Finally found the unmute button. I would like to say that the really cool thing about watching The Matrix is that the thing about Neo is that he didn't realize his potential until there was that certain point when he finally woke up. But also, he had to shed an old version of himself in order to become the one.
Yes.
So that's what really sticks out to me as far as being who we are here. And what you just brought up was that, you know, we do have a special potential, and there's only one in the Matrix. You know, he's the one special one who could only be the one. Right. And I think once we realize that is our potential, that whatever it is we went through, we are the ones who made it through the fire. We made it through all those tests that Neo did. Right. And we made it through, and because we hold that special quality, our own potential. Right. We are the ones. Yes. You know, and thank you guys for joining. Thank you for the comments. I want to bring up another quote because I love geeking out. So when we look at the narcissistic dynamic, we have this false idea of what we consider to be real. As you come out of the fog, you do understand it is false. However, I think that there are certain phrases or certain words that you can use that will just slow your nervous system down, slow your brain down, and just make it become analytical, you know? And one of those things was the thing that Morpheus said to Neo in the beginning. What is real? How do you define real? I think that statement alone, if you're in a narcissistic dynamic and you haven't come out of the fog yet, you haven't decided that hope is no longer the thing that you need to be holding on to, maybe sit in a red comfy chair and say that to yourself. How do you define real? Is it what is happening to me or what I'm being told? Think about that for a second. Let's move it around. Let's start with you, Stories.
Yeah, that's a good analogy, because like a scientist, like our studies have shown, we don't really touch anything. We touch it with our flesh and cells. Right. We as beings, as a soul, we don't actually touch it. We're not touching it. Our bodies are touching it, but we're not touching something. Right. Your body is feeling, but you're not touching it. Right. I can't explain this, but it's like reality to us is something we can see, smell, taste, and hear. Right. But however, incorporate memory as something we've experienced. But what if something you experienced wasn't really real? What if it wasn't really what you thought it was? Right. It's like dealing with a narcissist. Like it feels so real that right. you will believe it, and they know that. They know that you are the experience. You're basically experiencing yourself. That's yes. what's going on. They mirror back to you. They cannot be love. They're mirroring your love back to you. They yes. cannot. They are not able. They're yes. strong enough to carry what you're carrying. So they're just mirroring back to you what you're giving them. They're feeling what you're basically emitting from yourself. Like you're so powerful, you're so loving and so charming that you're emitting all of these vibrations, all of these feelings, these intimate moments. Those intimate moments, that was you.
Yeah, I know.
That's all it was.
I know.
That was you. They're mirroring you back to yourself. And
right.
You're experiencing those beautiful moments, those intense moments. All of that was you. They cannot.
They can't create that.
Once they realize, they can't. Yeah. Just like in a movie, like once Neo realized that he stopped being afraid and of the fact that it wasn't real and the fact that he thought they can hurt him.
Right.
You saw the bullets flying. He basically told the bullets to stop.
Right.
And they stopped.
Right.
They stopped. He just said stop.
And even he was amazed in that scene. He looked at, that's why he did that look thing, because he was amazed at what level he had finally reached. And that's what I'm trying to tell Empath. But let's keep it moving. Narcastic, what you got for us?
Yep.
He just illustrated a beautiful picture for anybody who is still trapped in a narcissistic relationship, where, you know, Neo saw the bullets and he's able to make them stop. Mm-hmm. You have the capability and the power to make everything happening to you stop. Mm-hmm. It's the ones that choose not to, and you're choosing the trap, and you're choosing the blue pill, and you're choosing that, you know, it just breaks my heart. And I just want people to realize how powerful you are. And once you're out on the other side of it, like, it's a very transformational experience to go through. And I can't wait to watch these movies now. It's like the first thing I'm going to do when I get home tonight if I make it home to be in your live, I'll be there. But that's what I'll be doing tonight for sure. Because you guys have got me all invested in this now. Like, when did that movie come out? Like forever ago.
It came out in 99. The Matrix came out.
Yeah, exactly.
The first movie.
It's time to revisit.
Yeah, it's time. It's time. Boston Jake, what you got for us?
I mean, I guess for me, I'm realizing who my true self is. Don't mind the background noise. My dog's barking downstairs.
Okay.
But for me, like, I mean, I think back, like the cognitive dissonance, guys. Like the fact that somebody was able to manipulate us into thinking and contradicting the morals we were raised with, the values we were taught.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, and then when you get out of it and you get out of the fog, first of all, you're mind blown because you're like, oh my God, it was way worse than I realized because of how normalized it was. But that's where Neo, like when you start to believe and you jump into your true self, that's when he started to stop the bullets. Because remember, Morpheus said he's starting to see now. He's starting to believe.
Right.
When he was fighting Agent Smith. Right. Remember, Agent Smith said that, you hear that sound, Mr. Anderson? That is the sound of your... And that's when he started. Because then, all of a sudden, the agent had no chance. He's just fighting him, kung fuing him. And it's like... But you have to see your true self. And that's the thing. Narcissistic abuse teaches you a lesson. That, you know what, it's okay to put yourself first. It's okay to be you. Yes. You don't have to please anyone. As long as you're happy, you get up every day, and you know you did the best job you could do. Right. And you did it as your 100% true self.
Yep, exactly. I love that. What you got, Dog Talks? Talk to me.
Yeah, the thing I was thinking about was, that's my favorite part, is when he actually wakes up and he just starts whooping ass. It's like, yes. Oh my gosh. And that is important when we start to wake up. But another thing is that those overlays, like the Matrix part of it, where the lady in red, and
right.
I think that those overlays
I just lost
come throughout. It was like the gaslighting and the oops, hello?
Yeah, I got you.
Hello?
You're good.
Okay, the future faking, everything that puts us in a dysregulated nervous system, are represented by those overlays, the old program. And then, but when he started to wake up, he went and got reprogrammed with like some really cool things. Like he learned all the new like kung fu. He became all the master in everything. And I think that's what we got to go through as Neo is to retrain our nervous system.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Yes, that is awesome. So when we look at it, and then I want to get into some announcements, and I'm going to give the floor back to you guys. So when we look at the Matrix, one of the things that is said in the beginning is the Matrix is everywhere. So when you look at that, and that fits not just narcissistic abuse, it fits life in general. There's always going to be pain. There's always going to be something that's going to hurt us. There's going to always be something that makes us feel a certain way, that makes us feel like we're not at our best. However, it is up to us to ignore that programming, especially when it's coming from your narcissistic abuser. Again, this is done on purpose. They need to erode your confidence. They can't have you walking around confident. They can't have you basically feeling good about yourself. So no, part of the devaluation stage is they constantly chip at your self-worth. And once again, you're the one that goes along with it for whatever reason. And I get it. If you're in the middle of it, I get it. I just wanted to keep the peace. I got tired of arguing. I got tired of looking over my back, whatever. I get that. But there has to be some part of your story where you realize that this is the Matrix. This is not real. I have ingested the red pill. This is not real. This relationship that I'm holding on to is not real. Me being pulled back while I'm in the trauma bond is not real. This is something, this is the construct that you're creating in your own mind. Because once again, you, like Neo, being the empath, you want to see the best in people. You don't want your love to be wasted. You want to think that the time spent was time well spent. And I get all of that. But at the end of the day, guess where you're still at? As long as you believe that this person has hope and potential and you still believe in the illusion, you are stuck. You might as well be like Cypher and just say, put me back in and give me a couple of steaks and make me a very important person. That's not real. And before I let you guys take over on this, Saturday, Nog Talks has her actual somatic thing, right? Talk to us because we need people there.
Yep, I have a somatic Saturday going on tomorrow, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Mm-hmm. And I want to invite everyone here. It's free. So, and I think we'll do...
You just went out.
But we're going to we're going to do the narcissistic dynamic, how it affects our nervous system, and learn some somatic tools to help us snap out of it.
Good. Make sure you follow Nog Talks so that you can be on deck. I enjoyed the last session. I'm looking forward to this session. One of the announcements that I have to make is how to break the trauma bond in 7 steps is actually being turned into a book. And it's actually going into pre-sale at 6:01 tonight. And I'm sure Boston Jake can tell us why I picked 6:01. Why did I pick that day, Jake?
Because on 6:01, that's Narcissistic Abuse International Awareness Day.
There you go. So the pre-sale goes on tonight at 6:01, and the official launch is June 1st. Just so everybody knows. And also, if you're serious about healing, do not get the course from the thing that I'm about to pick up. You have to go to the blueprint in my bio. Because if you use the code healing in celebration of my book, you will actually save 50%. but you can't get it from TikTok because you change the price once in TikTok, you're stuck there for 90 days. But yeah, you can get it for 50% off. I have the coupon code set for the first 100 people. So since this is a multi-stream, you know, if you're serious about healing and whatever you've been doing hasn't been working, you know, you might want to try this. And also I have free stuff up there too. So it's not just contingent on you getting this. You can get some free stuff that is actually going to help you. And Sissy, thank you for joining. And let's start off with Boston Jake. We're talking about the Matrix is everywhere. It surrounds us. One of the iconic lines from Morpheus.
Welcome to the real world. But that's the thing. We are in the Matrix, and this world that we live in, we're so misunderstood because nobody really understands what we truly went through. And I learned that after a few weeks. Like, I went back and forth with my mother. I learned, you know, it's not her fault. She just didn't feel it. But that's the thing. When you're in a world where you're misunderstood and they don't understand what happened to you, it's so important to reach others on TikTok. Like, if you guys follow me, if you can, I make content because I try to reach others that are struggling. That's the whole point of why I'm a content creator. And because I say it could save a life. Because, you know, there are a lot of people that no longer have a voice. And I think on Narcissistic Abuse Awareness Day, we should all have a moment of silence for those that we lost. You know, they no longer have a voice. But also, I don't like to look at those people as a statistic. Those are moms, those were dads, those were sisters, those were brothers. Yep. Those were human beings that have names. So I think we need to also keep that in consideration and honor those that we lost.
Right. No, I agree with you. What you got stories?
Yeah, like those are real people, and we really got to be, you know, sympathetic about those ones we lost because we are a different breed. Like, we just were a little more stronger than them. Like, it's a lot. Like, and think about it. The narcissists, they hate themselves. Like, they hate the fact that they got to wake up in their body, got to wake up who they are. They got to wake up and see themselves in the mirror. Like, remember, like, if you remember in the movie, Agent Smith was like, he told Neo, like, he said, I hate this place. Like, the smell. Like, every day, like, the same thing. Like,
actually, he told that to Morpheus. When he had Morpheus trapped.
Yeah, he told it to Morpheus. He told him, he said, I hate this place. Like, I want out. Like, they want out through you. They want to escape through you. They want you to regulate their nervous system. They want we give them a release.
Right.
We are an escape for them.
Right.
We take their mind off of the fact that they are trapped in their own body.
Yep.
They're trapped.
Yep.
That's what it is. Like, and we have to understand that. That's telling us that we are free. We have freedom. Like, we have what they don't have. We have freedom.
Yes.
They are literally living in an illusion. We are living in reality.
Yes.
Love is reality.
Yes.
Like,
I love that.
And to care about someone, to feel, and to understand them. That is reality. Like, the other day, I just started talking to a guy, and it was basically, he was like, man, you described my whole life to me, talking about this very thing. I was like, yeah, that's really what it was. Like, and I know why I left that narcissist. That's the reason why. Like, it's basically making us into the one. That's what it is. Like, that's And it's sad to say, like, the narcissist, it's like when we leave them, that's the only time when they have a split little window of, wait a minute, like, this was something that I needed, but you know, like, like, that's what it is. Like, it's only when you leave, though. You see what I'm saying? And it's sad, but I yield.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I appreciate that. Go ahead now, Cassie.
I'm sorry. It takes a few minutes to hit the unmute button. Just jumping in my car.
Okay.
I'm doing my normal run that I do every day around this time. I'm heading into work.
Okay. Well, leave us with something good.
I'll take you. I'll be along on the drive with you guys, and I can talk. I think that we were created differently, and what the last two speakers have been saying is so true. And I feel like I've had that rejection. My life's been rejected from the moment I was young enough to remember it, you know? And we are created different, and that's what attracts them to us is our light and our purity and our energy and everything else like that. And that's just what I'm trying to gain back now, is I'm trying to piece myself back together and make myself whole again, so that I can, go into whatever my calling is. There's a reason we're here. Yeah. What that is, I'm not really sure, even at this point in my life. What am I doing here? What's my purpose? And that's really all I care to think about right now is what my purpose is, so that I can fulfill that.
Good. I love that. I definitely love that. I'm going to bring it back around. And this actually speaks to the trauma bond. Okay, I was so happy. I was proud of myself when I started typing this. There's a part where they're explaining the Matrix to Neo, and Morpheus says some rules can be bent, others can be broken. That speaks to the trauma bond when you think about it. Okay, you can break. We look at a pattern. We look at a pattern that is the narcissist's whole lifestyle. It's a pattern. Okay, and once you understand how, why, and when the pattern is formed, guess what? You can break that. It's not set in stone. Because some survivors think that, oh my God, now I know it was a narcissist. Now I'm going to suffer for the rest of my life with this trauma bond. They can hoover me whenever I want, this, that, and that. That's not true. What you have to do is you have to wake up and start seeing the pattern being the rules. Okay? And rules can be broken. We've been doing it most of our life. So never think that you are trapped because of what a narcissist is doing to you, whether it's the smear campaign, the hoover. There is a way out of it. There's a structure that can actually destroy that pattern. You just have to decide at some point that you are going to destroy the pattern. Does that make sense to you guys? Let's start with you, Noctos.
Yeah, I think that once we can snap out of their narrative of reality and hypervigilance, and also being quiet about it, then we are able to bend that rule, because it takes that awareness of knowing what our role is in it.
Right. I love that. Boston, go ahead. What you got?
I mean, we are the chosen ones. That's basically what it is. I mean, I see a lot of this stuff on about chosen ones and narcissists. Like, we are the chosen ones. We were the ones that recognized that we got out of the fog. And there are a lot of people that are stuck ruminating. There are a lot of people that I meet on this community that are stuck in the victim mentality. And I give a lot of tough love. I just say, hey, listen, the moment you decided to leave, you went from being a victim to being a survivor. Yeah. And when you're a survivor, you see it and you call a spade a spade. Yeah. Because a narcissist is the most predictable person on the planet. They are so predictable. It's like scary. And you know what I mean? And you look at people that during with the abuse, we all know that one person. You guys noticed there was that one person we knew that recognized the patterns without being abused. For me, it was my friend Colby. My friend Colby from Virginia Beach would always defend me when the narcissist tried to triangulate. And we gotta be grateful for some of those people that were somehow able to recognize it without being abused. Right. You guys know what I mean? Like, there are some people that just saw the patterns without experiencing the pain.
Right.
It's very rare, but it's interesting. And I'll forever be grateful for Colby's friendship with me, because Colby stuck up for me. Right. When my narcissist started to try to triangulate him, he'd be like, no, Boston Jake's a good guy. Right. He's a good dude. Right. And it's just like, those are the people that, you realize that are there for a reason. Because I tell everybody, there are no coincidences. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, no, definitely. I love that. Stories, what you got for us?
Yeah, he made a good point. Like, there are people that will speak up for you, but a lot of times the ones that will speak up for you, it's not that they're afraid. They don't want your abuse to increase because they're speaking up for you. They might speak up for you in secret, but they're really speaking on your behalf because there's people out there, like, as strange as it may seem, they know the real you. They know you're a good woman. They know you're a good guy. They know that. They work around you. They be around you. Like, they know the real you. Right. So the narcissist will try to use people to triangulate, but those people, as strange as it may seem, they know who you are. So they're looking at you and the narcissist, and they're like, wait a minute, like, he doesn't fit that bill. Like, she doesn't fit that. Like, something's off. They know you're not. They know you're not a monster. They know you're not a monster. Yeah. They know it. So they will speak up for you, and you won't even know it because they don't want you to have conflict with the narcissist. These people will speak up. There's people that will speak up for you. Yeah. And right now, there are people that's speaking up for you right now. You don't know it, but they're speaking up for you. People that love you, you don't even know that love you. Because you touch them so much that just by you being you and the narcissist abusing you, it made them look at you in a whole different light. Like, wait a minute, like, this guy is wonderful. He's nice and kind. This woman, she's kind and sweet, and she'll never hurt anybody. She'll never do. And the narcissist is angry because of that. They're looking like, why isn't these people believing me? You know, like, what's going on? Right. Because they know the truth. They know you're an empath. Right. You affected their lives so positively that they can see. They know, like, come on, they know you're being abused. Right. They know you're being abused. They can see it on you. They can, sometimes even physically, you might have a bruise here and there, and they're seeing that. They're like, what's wrong? Like, same was in my situation. They were like, I'll go to work, and I have a different bruise on me. Like, this started like in a disc golf phase. I have a bruise on me. I'm like, and I go to work, and one of my coworkers, she was a female. She was like, you know, what's wrong? I said, I had an accident on my e-bike. But she knew I was lying. She was like, okay, just be careful. But she was crying because she knew I was being abused, but I wasn't saying nothing. Right. They know I'm a good person. Right. And they knew that, wait, you didn't deserve that. Whatever's going on, you don't deserve it. You know, like, they know that. But yeah, I yield though.
Yeah, no, definitely. Thank you for sharing that. That's actually very good stuff. I don't know if my classic is still around. She said she's driving, but you know.
I'm here.
Okay, go ahead. Go for it.
You know, the people that fall for, they try to triangulate anyone you have in common, any friends that you have in common, and bring them over to the dark side. And any of those friends, they weren't your friends if they go. They never saw you. They were never for you to begin with. And that's kind of the natural sifting, like sifting flour, whatever. I just allow that to happen and let those friends fall off and let them join up onto the other side because they never loved you. They never saw you for who you are. It's those that see you for who you are as an individual and see the light in you, and you're a genuine person that won't fall for the Darvo and the switching up of the narrative, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Can I say a quote? The hottest places in hell are reserved for those during times of great moral crisis who sit back and maintain their neutrality.
Yep.
Who's
in college?
Really good.
Okay. Yeah, because you know what, and you guys, you both brought up a very good point. And this is where I tell people about the smear campaign. If it doesn't affect your pockets, don't worry about it. Because like Narcastic says, it's the way of sifting out those who are really there for you and those who just needed a reason to amp up their own hate. So you need to, hey, what's up, Jess? You need to, you know, with the smear campaign, like I said, unless it affects your pockets, like your job, your business, something like that, I wouldn't worry about it. I would let the law of natural selection do its job. And with this being said, there's another. Why do I have so many Morpheus quotes? Maybe because I like him so much. You know, fear, doubt, disbelief. You need to free your mind. You know, you have to, because what do we fear about, during the trauma part? We fear that we left too early, we didn't give it enough time, we didn't try hard enough, we didn't love them hard enough. And we fear that whoever the new supply is, they're getting all the stuff that we worked overtime to get out of our partner. And as far as doubt, this is your doubt, and I can't say this enough. This is not them doubting you. Okay, they know that you're great. You are the one that's stifling your greatness. You, and we have to be honest here. Radical truth, radical acceptance. We're the one that's dimming our light. The narcissist. When most people on the outside world that you don't know who the hell they are, if they throw a dart at you or say something underhanded, you kind of brush it off and walk away because this person really doesn't matter to you. In the scheme of your life, they hold no status. So you kind of brush it off. But the narcissist, even though they shouldn't hold any status in your life, they hold, by the time they get to the devalue stage, in your mind, they are like the most important person in the world. And that's scary, And the last thing is disbelief, Most of us, once we start to emerge from the fog, from all of the bad-ish crazy behavior that we tolerated, we don't believe it because we say to ourselves, what human being would do that? Maybe I am too emotional. Maybe I am being too sensitive. Maybe I am making this up. So we gaslight ourselves into believing this is a good person. I'm going to tell you, and I can say it 1,000 different ways, but it'll always come up the same. Until you let go of the illusion that this person loved you, okay, and just only you can decide this. Did they hurt you on purpose? Did they make your life a hell? Did it seem like there was nothing you could have done to make this person at least revert to a minute part of the person that you met in the beginning? Did you see that they laughed at your pain? Did you see that when you had a win, they were distant? When you were losing, they were right there to be like, well, you should try harder. They was throwing the knife in just a little bit deeper. This is your disbelief. All the facts are there. If we had to take our relationship, put it into a book and take it into court, we would win. The judge would say, no, this person never loved you. For the defendant, case dismissed. But we tend to hold on to all the facts in our hands with our little journals, with our little recordings, with the ring cam footage. We still stay in a state of disbelief. We are, once again, like Cypher, just put me back in the Matrix. Just throw me back in. I don't want to remember a thing. I don't want to remember any of that bad stuff. Go ahead, Boston Jake. Let me let you jump in, but I'll just talk forever.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, like, we got caught in the quicksand. I mean, I tell everybody, a narcissist is like a spider. They watch you. Like, that's when a spider captures an insect, they watch them struggle before they attack.
Yeah.
It's the same deal. Yeah. That spider will sit there and they'll make the web just good enough to give the insect enough hope to think that they can get out as they watch them struggle. Yeah. And that's what the narcissist does. They study you. They look for your flaws. They look for your weaknesses. They look for any wounds that you have Band-Aids on. Mm-hmm. That's what my narcissist did. I had already healed those wounds. Okay. And then, you don't even, that's the thing about it is it gets so normalized, man. Like, I mean, my narcissistic connection was a friendship, and I thought I met the best friend I ever had, like I said the other day, and it was all calculated, but like, they're not the smartest people in the room. That's the thing. They're actually the dumbest people in the room, and they think they're smart, but really, their actions prove otherwise because the way they, like, I'll give you an example. Like, he would always try to triangulate my friend Colby. Colby, literally, when I told Colby what happened, he looked at me and he goes, I never liked him anyways. And he smiled. And I thought, you know what, dude? You are someone I am going to have in my life till the day I die as a friend. Because you know what? You had my back.
Yep, that's what's up. That's what's up. I love that. Go ahead, Non Talks. There you go.
Okay, I'm here.
There you go.
Yeah, you were talking about the fear part, and I think that the fear is related to being insignificant in a reality that was never yours. That's so trippy, because because at some point we have to let go that wasn't ever real. Yeah. But like to this day, finding out the things that he's up to still affect me as if like that is me. And it's like, it's really trippy. It's really hard to get over that. It's like, well, he has a whole separate life. I'm living my life. He is able to do whatever he wants to do, and I should have no judgment and nothing to say about it. Who cares? That's his reality. I don't even have to look at it. But because I do think that fear is still in me, that I will be insignificant. It's like, it's so deeply ingrained, Yeah. It's like, and like, what is it? Is this just a symptom of a dysregulated nervous system? Is that what it is? Because if that's the case, then I need to go for a walk instead of checking on him, seeing what he's up to. I need to be breathing.
It's your mind playing tricks on you.
It really is, because I feel like I want to give it a reason. Like, okay, well, I'm feeling anxious now. Let me check on him. Let's see what he's up to. And that's not going to help me at all. It just puts me in a more of a spiral.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it just makes those old patterns stronger. And I don't know how this relates to the Matrix, but I guess it would be like when he does believe the woman in red, the lady in red overlay, he actually falls for it. Yeah. And it's not real, even though he's already been reborn. He's already come through the whole process of waking up in this really strange world where he's like naked and he was attached to something, and he's already aware, but yet he's still slipping back into it. So I don't know.
Yeah, because I think I'm gonna let Story speak first. Go ahead, Story. I gotta get coffee. But go ahead, talk. I'm still here.
Yeah, that was a good analogy. Like, trying to believe that they're not who they showed you they were, and you trying to check up on them, and then like we believe that they're treating the new supply better than us, they're loving on them better than us, and they're giving them the life that we were supposed to have with them. And another thing, man, F the new supply, because more than likely 10 times out of 10 they were someone that watched you. Yeah, it was somebody close by in the neighborhood that they were dealing with. Well, they probably weren't physically dealing with, but more than likely they were dealing with them, and if they were in the background watching, man, screw them too, because you're a piece of crap, and you knew this was going on. Like, not that I have anything against you, but the narcissist also knows that, like, if they're dealing with you, right, you dealing with a narcissist, and you're a piece of crap, and you were watching someone be abused, and you were egging it on. Right. And you're sitting there like you really think that you're gonna get the best treatment, right? This and that, like exactly. Both of them deserve what they're getting. They both deserve it. Like, it's so perfect, it's so beautiful. Like, karma. That's the whole thing. No, the new supply is not getting the best treatment. No.
We find that not at all. When you look at that dynamic, and thank you for bringing that up. When you look at that dynamic, this is one of the things. I think I was in a Zoom with somebody, was it the week before last? When you look at that dynamic, and I think I actually broke it down in another live, it's like you are the glue that is holding that supply and them together. I'm talking about those new supplies that actually knew you, that actually thinks that they got the winning Willy Wonka ticket. The reason being is because that person probably deep down inside never liked you anyway. So now they think that they're one up ahead of you. They think that, I got what you had, so therefore I'm better than you. Not realizing that the narcissist plays the same pattern It's the same game time after time after time. And this is why it's important you heal instead of thinking, not you, but instead of thinking of the new supply, is because once they both see that you're healing, once they both see that you don't care, well, the narcissist is going to rage out on the new supply because they're essentially not doing the job that they were put there to do. That's to make you upset, to make you ruminate and think that, you know, this person is getting what I tried to get out of this person. You know, so it actually, I think the word is implodes upon itself. It can't sustain itself because once you heal, you take away their power, you take away their fuel, you take away their energy to proceed forward. If that makes sense, does it? I don't know. I think it does.
Tons of sense. Makes a ton of sense. Yeah. Because really, like, the narcissist at the beginning was so deceiving that, like, in my situation, he made it seem like he had the answers to all my problems.
Yep.
And I need to listen to what he said, and my life was going to be so much better.
Yep.
But in the measuring of the goalpost, it made me fail, and that's when my nervous system started to go haywire. And it was weird because it was like I didn't understand why, and that's the craziest part about it, is that it's so normalized that you don't understand why you're so sleep deprived. You don't understand why you're walking on eggshells because you learn to gaslight yourself.
Yeah.
When your instincts are telling you you're in survival mode.
Yes. Yes, I love that. And yeah, so I want to also, you know, bring to you, this is the last part of it because I have to talk to my daughters in a little while. The radical acceptance, essentially the red pill. Okay, that's what kicks off the whole movie. Neo had to make a choice. Is he going to take the red pill or the blue pill? And I think all survivors, we come to that stage. Once you come out of the fog and you're walking around and you're saying, this doesn't look like the world that I just came from. You take the red pill and you can't unsee it. You can't. But in order for you to move forward, just like Neo, all the way until he finally believed in himself, we go through those same exact stages. We need to figure out where we stand, meaning ourselves. How great are we truly? Why do these other people still believe in me? You know, these are questions that are going through your head. So you have to consciously make a choice. Now, let's just say that Neo never believed in himself, as many survivors tend to do. As Boston Jake brought up, some survivors are no longer with us because they couldn't get it right in their mind. Why did the person that said that they love me and that I actually loved, why did they treat me this way? You know, so imagine how the movie would have turned out if Neo said, you know what, screw all of y'all. I don't know what y'all got going on. Give me that blue pill. Do you see how much? If Neo would have took that blue pill in the beginning, the movie would have took a whole different course. There wouldn't be people that even had a chance. Okay, the team that was Team Morpheus wouldn't have known probably what to do. This is why it's important that you heal. This is why it's important that you find a way to take the red pill and accept what really happened. At the end of the day, I can tell you what happened. Noctos can tell you what happened. Boston Jay can tell you what happened. Stories can tell you what happened. But it happened to you. It didn't happen to us. So you know what happened. You need to, radical truth. Take the red pill. Sit with it. Try to figure out what role you played with it. Because you did. Because you accepted it. You knew the love bombing stage was going way too quick, whether you're male or female. You knew that things were just happening way too fast for your comfort. But you ignored it because you put your faith in a person that their only job was to deceive you. Phase one is to keep you locked in for years, sometimes decades. That's the only purpose. So, again, I'm just going to say, before I turn the mic over, I'm just going to say, course 50% off. I have free resources in my freaking bio. Okay, peruse, enjoy. There's a lot of red pills up there, and some of y'all really need to ingest one. Okay, Nog talks, and I'm going to start with her because she's going to kick it off before she talks about the radical acceptance, the red pill. She's going to talk about her somatic workshop. So we'll start with you, Nog talks.
Yeah. So I guess my somatic workshop would be something along the lines of getting that reprogramming that will help to reset your nervous system so that you can be regulated.
Yes.
And I think, you know, we, especially after waking up and realizing what the narcissist is, I freaked out a little. So I wanted to study it from up to down, to inside and out, and figure out what this is. Even while I was with them, I was studying what a narcissist is and learning the tactics of like gaslighting and things like that. But the only way for the nervous system to heal is to be in a state of safety. So you got to get free. And as hard as it may sound, and impossible as it may sound to everyone out there, that's what you got to do. Yeah. And you got to snap out of it. And anyway, so the Somatic Saturdays is 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we'll be doing a Zoom meeting. So we'll be live, and you'll get to meet some of us face to face, and it's free for now. For a limited time only. I'm kidding. But, yeah, so this will be our second one, and I hope to see you there.
Okay. I just got a violation. I don't know why, but go ahead, continue. I guess.
Oh, I hope to see you there, and what else? I don't know why you got a violation. That's concerning.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine. It happens.
We'll spend a little bit of time talking about the narcissist. I want to give more time to ourselves. I think that when we talk about the narcissist a lot, it can put us into this dysregulated state, and we can get back into those flight or fight reactionary things. So it does. I do appreciate immersion therapy is what I'm doing. I'm immersing myself into everyone's stories about what happened and stuff. But we do got to realize that we are functioning nervous systems, and we got to like take a moment to slow down and take care of ourselves. So yeah, that's really important.
I love it. I shall be there. Okay, what do you got, Jake?
I think also when we have this new nervous system, we are awake now, guys. We are awake. And this new nervous system is like, you know, when you get your brakes changed on your car, it's like, whoa, you stop short. Like, it's like more fine-tuned. And, you know, it's gonna be a little weird at first because we're going to be able to sense toxic people from a mile away, around the corner, and down the block, compared to other people that need to see them face-to-face. Right. But at the same time, we're going to be better people as a result of this because, you know what, we accept what happened. It sucked. You know what I mean? It was not fun. We trusted the wrong person. But in the end, we're going to learn to love the right people, cut out the wrong people, and set those boundaries because, you know what, it's okay to put yourself first. You don't have to please anybody. You put yourself first, and then the rest comes after. Because you know what? We went through hell. We went to hell practically. And I think at this point, we have every right to put ourselves first and set those boundaries.
Yep, I agree. Thank you so much for that. What do you got, Stories? Talk to me.
Yeah, speaking on boundaries. When we first met them, right, we had boundaries, right? We had them. And the reason why we had them because we didn't trust them. You didn't trust them at first. But they had to, you know, love bomb you. They gotta, because we're empaths. We melt over. We will melt once you start showing us some type of love. We will melt into you. We melt into them. Like we literally melt, and they had to melt us because we did not trust them. Now speaking on the blue pill, red pill. Now remember, we had boundaries. The empath was a little difficult, so they knew. We were sensitive. We already seen some signs. We had boundaries, so we were like, "Oh, well, I don't know about this, but I'll trust it." You know what I'm saying? So it's like after a while, they had to break down. They gradually had to keep love bombing you and keep love bombing you and keep like fake spoiling you and this and that, and that's how they lowered. So after a while, when they started the devaluation and the discard and the disrespect, you started to remove those boundaries. That's what it was. You started to move from red pill to the blue pill. That's what happened. The boundaries. So it's like the narcissist. After a while, when they got to the discard, you say, "Wait a minute, hold on." You got to that point where it's like, "Wait a minute, do I stay and deal with this?" Or that's that blue pill and red pill moment. It got so bad that you sat there and you came to yourself. You came to reality and said, "Well, wait a minute. Do I stay and deal with this, or do I leave?" You already had the answer. I'm gone. You're like, I'm gone.
Yeah.
So you established your boundaries right back and you left. So that's also why the narcissist, they will choose an easier new supply because they're easy. They don't have boundaries for them. They're desperate. They will deal with the narcissist because of the love bombing, the sex, and all that. They think that's going to last. With you, it's harder. You have boundaries. You literally have, the empath has boundaries. They have self-respect. They have identity. So the narcissist knows that you're too hard. Like, I can't control you anymore, manipulate you anymore. So I need to move to something easy. Like, you're too hard. Like, you're too aware of me. Like, your nervous system is too sharp. Like, your mind is too sharp. Like, I can't like maneuver around you. And you know I'm cheating. You know I'm doing this. Like, I don't like to be exposed. I don't like to feel like they have to move to someone easier that's going to let them do all these things. But the thing is, a narcissist is a narcissist. They won't stop being a narcissist because you're a new supply. No, they won't stop. Like, of course not. They're going to continue that. That's not going to, like, and then he's going to be like, "Oh, what's going on?" Like, but that's because we had boundaries. We started off red pill. We started off red pill, and then gradually we ended up blue pill. We ended up like breaking down those boundaries, allowing them to,
play in our face,
violate those boundaries. Because we believe. Because we saw their potential. We saw what they could possibly be if they would change, but
they ain't changing.
They wouldn't change. But as time went on, like we have to also look at ourselves. Like, we've eroded those boundaries. Ourselves. We let them erode those boundaries. And that's what the narcissist feeds on. Like, they were testing to see how far they can go with us. How far?
Exactly.
Like, they know we're strong. And another thing, we are beautiful. Like, we look good, man. Like, we literally make the narcissist look good, and they don't like that. They
don't like anything about us. Like, as empaths say, they really don't like anything about us, and that's what triggers that hate and jealousy and envy, because they can never embody the good things in us. But with that being said, I'm going to have to tell you guys, you're going to have to decide whether you're going to want the red pill or the blue pill. That's an internal choice. That, in fact, our whole reality is driven by choice. So you're going to have to decide. We can get up here every day. In fact, I'll be here at 8 again. We can get here constantly and talk about this. But at the end, there has to be a time that you exit this live and say, "You know what? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of losing myself to this person that's giving me nothing back." And again, there's options. We have Narcastic. Make sure you follow her and send her a message so you can get the invite. Again, 6
Sorry, it's Narc Talks.
Narc Talks. I'm sorry. I apologize. Narc Talks. Okay.
Quick correction.
Yeah, because if you follow Narcastic, she's not having it Saturday. So yeah.
Follow Narcastic too. She's got good stuff.
Yeah.
I say it's crazy because they call it death by 1,000 paper cuts. You ever heard of that? That's what they call it. And you know what? That's the best way to describe it. And I mean, I think for all of us here on TikTok, I just think of myself, and what we're doing here is so special because at one point I was the guy sitting in the car, scared out of my mind, sitting outside the house, living with a narcissist, scrolling on TikTok looking for answers. And somewhere in the United States, there's a man or a woman, as we speak, doing that right now.
Yep.
And I think what we can do is we can help them get to the other side of the fog,
get
that red pill, and wake them up.
Yep.
Because, you know what I mean? We are human beings. We are human beings. We have nervous systems. And you know what? We assumed that the narcissist was going to be like everyone else. Because everybody else is a normal person. Yeah. When you lack empathy, accountability, and remorse, that makes your nervous system go haywire. And you learn that your nervous system is one of the weakest parts of your body.
Yeah.
And you didn't know that until you experienced it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, with all of that being said, wow, that was definitely a lot. I want to thank you guys for joining. I wanted to thank you guys, especially the panel, for sharing your insights and thoughts, because I truly believe it's going to help someone else. I will be back at 8 p.m. Make sure that I see all of you at Somatic Saturday. Blueprints up in my bio. But I want you guys to stay powerful. I want you guys to keep healing. And the reason why I do everything that I do, love you guys. See you guys tonight at 8, okay? Have a great one.
See you then. Love you.
All right. Love you too. Bye-bye.
See you then, guys. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.